What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to I Am Shatoria Season 3. We are in our wonderful, we did it last year. We talked about self-love, self-worth. We're doing it again this year. It was such a popular topic last year. So I have more individuals this year. And you guys already know how we rock around here. This is a place where we talk about love, hope, forgiveness, and a whole lot of faith. All right. And we're going to go ahead and add in that self-worth. All right. So today on I Am Shatoria, the podcast, look here. My girl out of the New York area, Miss O. I'm gonna let her introduce herself, and then we're gonna get into her. But go ahead, my love. Go ahead and tell them who you are.
Hi, everybody. I am Octavia Thompson. I go by Octavia the Overcomer. I am an entrepreneur, and I'm also a new author. I just released a book, and it's called Resilience Becomes Me, A Guide to Overcoming. And I am so happy to be here. Thank you, Shatoria, for allowing me to be in this space and to talk with you and to talk to all of you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. First of all, congratulations. Becoming, as we say, Black literacy matters, and
yes.
I'm looking forward to the reading of your book and just your testimony. And that's the reason why I really wanted you to be part of this self-love, self-worthiness, because you can't write something like that without going through something like that.
Right.
So I'm really dope. I'm really excited. We're part of this club now.
Yes.
So, and then I have a quick question before we jump into our regular questions. But did you ever really think you'd be an author?
No.
Okay.
Not in a million years.
Okay. It ain't just me then. All right. Okay.
No, girl. No. It's not just you.
I'm an author.
Right. That's legit my reaction. Like, wait, hold on. Am I really doing this? Like, is this real?
Yeah, hold on. Then you're like, wait, I sold a whole book.
Right. Like, I did that.
I did that. Yes. So with that, here's the thing. So we talk about being able to write a book. We have to understand where our placement is in life in the first place. We just don't wake up, go, I'm going to write a book.
Right.
And it just happened. That's process and time, and especially if you're writing a nonfiction book or a memoir, you have to be in a mindset to put your business out like that.
Yes. It's some type of vulnerability.
There you go. And a lot of people are not vulnerable enough to do that. And you hear people say, well, oh, I'm ready to write. But then when they start writing, go, oh, I gotta tell that.
Right. Because you know what, you're going through it too. It's like you're like reliving it too. So it's like, oh, okay.
You gotta be ready.
Yes.
That's some of the things that I went through when I was writing mine too. It was like, oh, okay, God.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to write what?
Ooh. Right. Hold on, God. Hold on.
So, and with that, you gotta have that, like I said, the vulnerability and knowing who you are self-wise.
Yes.
So my question to you is, let's be honest. What is your definition? Because people got different definitions. What are your definitions of self-worth?
Yeah, I think we all have our own definition of self-worth. But for me, I mean, self-worth means being confident in who you are. So like knowing who you are, but being confident in that, and knowing that you are deserving of all the things that are good and great. I think a lot of times we as people, we tend to think, oh, because I messed up and I did something, oh, I'm not worthy of love, or I'm not worthy of, change or healing. A lot of us need healing and we feel like we're not worthy of it. And so we don't put in the time, like we're worthy of all of this stuff. So for me, in my mind, self-worth is knowing who we are, being confident in who we are, and being able to accept good things that are coming to us, being able to be open enough to accept that good things will come and that we deserve it. So that's what I believe.
Let me just take all that, just
yes.
and that's real. Knowing your value.
Yes.
And not allowing men, and what I mean by men, not the gender men, but
right.
people that say so of what your self-worth is.
Like, right. Absolutely.
Like,
absolutely.
Who are they?
Right. And why do they have so much power over you to change how you think about yourself?
Now, with that though, with you learning your self-worth, what are some of the things that you struggle with? What's been a struggle?
Oh, I could write another book about that. I think, but one of the things that I've struggled with, and I'm still struggling with, is being able to accept help from other people, and to recognize that I need help sometimes, and that's a part of knowing who you are. That's a part of self-love, right? Because
Yeah.
I need to love myself enough to know that, like, I can't handle everything on my own, and I don't have to. Like, we weren't meant to go through everything by ourselves. This is why we have friends, we have a circle. This is why we have people in our lives to hold us up when we're strong. And so for me, I struggle with allowing people to see that vulnerability and to accept that help.
That's real trueness, because I still struggle with that. I'm learning, being in the military. I've made a rank, and they reminded me, well, you're the senior CO now, so
Wow.
you gotta trust the other people.
Right.
Well,
and it's like, wait, hold on. Not too good with that one.
You want me to
do it by myself
projects to someone else lower than me? It was like, yeah.
Right. Ooh, yikes.
Okay. All right. And then I'm having to learn that I can't do everything. And I am people like, I'll help you with your business. I'm like,
oh my gosh, come on now.
I can't.
Because you know what? You got to be protective of that thing. Like, you have to be protective.
I am in mad prayer.
Yes.
Okay, God, you placed people in my path that is supposed to be in this circle.
Yes.
Help me with my business, because I am not comfortable just saying, here you go, to something that you impregnate me with. I birthed.
That's your baby. Okay.
8 hours.
That thing is real. You had to go through some stuff to get that baby out.
You see all this? Look,
okay.
Let's work.
Right.
To give it somebody else to deal with. Ooh.
Come on now. Entrepreneur life.
So that's a real struggle. And I mean, even though, I've done 2 different businesses. One was 18 years of my life, and this one is literally, I'm about to hit a year. So it's like, oh.
Right.
But so I'm with you.
We here. I understand. Okay, I understand.
Now, with that though, let's talk about something that's definitely something that's been hitting home for a lot of people, and we as women, and I can say men have gone through it, but I know as a woman we've gone through self-imaging.
Yeah.
You see a lot of things online where you see touch-ups and everything. Like today, I usually put on foundation, whatever, but today I was like, I'm gonna be natural. You see the natural.
Same.
I am like,
and you were doing it, okay? And you were doing the thing.
I am, it's taken me the longest to actually embrace, learn my hair, how to work.
Wow. Yes.
And now I'll go in there and twist that bad boy, and I pull it out and be like, big hair, don't care, here we go.
Don't care, okay? Fro everything, okay?
Oh, my hair is really curly, and it really is. So it's like,
and it's beautiful.
Well, thank you, ma'am. So my husband's like, your shrinkage is real. I was like, I know. But let's talk about the self-imaging. We see a lot of kids. I won't lie. I get a little perturbed when I see a woman with big chest, big hips and butt, but their waist be so tiny.
So yeah.
Belly, and I'm like, don't get me wrong. I got a little fupa.
Listen, the fupa is real, honey. Real bodies. We got fupas.
Hysterectomy. I'm 170 and I'm okay with it.
Okay.
I can't go back to high school weight. It's all right.
And it's okay. You don't have to. Like, you look good.
So how are you feeling about when you see things, and you see, especially this generation, when you see the self-imaging problems and those type of things, how do you see yourself in that, and how do you see yourself helping with that?
Yeah, I think a lot of today is what we see on the internet. And it's like, a lot of it is like, oh, we are attracted to fake. We're attracted to fake, how things seem, how they appear to be. And that's not just with like with the bodies, it's with everything. We can make ourselves seem a certain way based off of what we post. And it's gotten so intense now that when you post, people think like this is your whole life. Like, this is all you do. This is like, when you post, it's like, oh yeah, she did this. I know all about your life now. And it's like, that's not necessarily the case. So when I go on the internet and I see like these, we call them Instagram models. Like, when I see these Instagram models, now y'all go ahead, y'all do your thing. But listen, I am not an Instagram model, and I don't aspire to be. I think you have to be confident enough in who you are and know that like you are great with who as you are. You are beautiful as you are. And not, you know, try to, I mean, listen, if you want to be an Instagram model, do your thing. Like that's your prerogative. But as for all my other people who, you know, have real bodies and they love their real bodies, they got fupas and stretch marks and, you know, all this other stuff, because I got it all, scars and all.
Baby, let me tell you something.
You have to be comfortable in that and know that you are beautiful regardless of if you have a big butt and big breasts and a small waist. You are beautiful regardless, because your beauty is not dependent upon what your body looks like. And I mean, obviously, if you want to go to the gym and you want to be your best self and you want to get your body to a specific way, do you, by all means. That's a part of self-worth too. But what I'm saying is you shouldn't feel like you have to change yourself to fit into a certain category of beauty.
And you know, I see a lot of women lately. It's like, no, I need bigger breasts. I need a smaller waist. And so I laugh when I see the Instagram models, and I'll be like, I could be an Instagram model. And I literally was like, well, what do you mean? You don't look like them. I said, let me explain something to you. That's a society complex of an Instagram model.
Hello.
Have you not seen me? Let me tell you something.
Listen, I can pose now.
I'm
okay.
Soft.
Okay.
I can walk
listen.
Don't get it twisted.
Listen, you gotta know your angles. What Drake said, he said, know your angles, honey.
They be like, look, I got you. But you're right. But definitely, you're right about that. It is definitely, you got it. The problem is society tells us what is.
Dictates to us what's beauty, what's in, what's fashionable, what looks good, what doesn't look good, right? It also tells us what doesn't look good. I mean, we look on the internet now and, you know, people are still fat shaming. People are still calling dark-skinned people, oh, you're too black, or if you're too light, you're too, but you know, it's all kinds of craziness on the internet. But at the end of the day, if you can't handle all this internet stuff, just get off of it, because it's gonna mess you up. This internet stuff will mess you up if you don't know who you are, and if you don't believe that you're beautiful. You'll go on the internet and feel like you are the bottom of the barrel because you don't look like some of these other women or some of these other men. You'll feel like you're the bottom of the barrel when really you're not.
Let's talk about Lizzo. I remember, so maybe a month or two ago, if even that, where she, you know, talked about her being fat shamed. And she was literally like, why are you guys doing this to me? And I heard people say, well, I mean, in social media, she should be all right. She out here, you know, feeling real good about herself. And it really had me thinking, we think she feels good about herself.
Right, because that's what she portrays.
Right. And my thought process is people are not seeing that. Okay, she's a celebrity. Sure, she's out here living her best life. But what people do not understand is, and one thing, and I've talked about it in my book, and I've actually had people actually ask me about it. I grew up with a smile on my face. However, that bad boy was the best mask I can wear.
Okay, come on now. Let's talk about masks.
Money doesn't make anything. And people was like, well, she got money, she can go get. But here's the thing. We also don't know if Lizzo got medical issues. We don't know. We don't know
anything.
But we see what she got money. She should be able to do this. But not everybody wants to go under the knife.
Right. And not everybody should have to. Like, to be considered beautiful.
Lose weight.
Hello.
Like others can. You can be all day. Like,
come on now.
So, and then when we talk about the self-image, it just remind me of Lizzo, because I think she's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, listen, I love me some Lizzo, okay? Like,
she's very confident.
Yes.
As far as I'm fat.
But I'm fat and beautiful, listen.
I feel like she's a big girl. So let me take that back. She's a big girl. She's a beautiful big girl. She's a beautiful big Black woman. And
right. She's a beautiful woman. Yes. Yes.
And the problem that I have is a lot of people go, oh man, she's just too much. And my thing is about it, she could be too much for you, but she's great for somebody else.
Hello.
Her song speaks of confidence and everything else. And you know what? That may be her way of trying to find her confidence.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. That's her method. Yes.
That's how she's feeling her voice. It's how she's saying how she feels. And I think finally, hearing it. And I think that goes back to why we all, myself, including you, while we wrote these books,
Yeah.
Talk about the things we've gone through and how
Absolutely.
that's our voice. This is
Exactly.
so it speaks a lot on celebrities,
Mm-hmm.
the mentality the world has behind celebrities.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is why some people just decide to be private and just be done with it because
Right.
they can't live their life.
You see, Beyonce don't post nothing.
Let me tell you something. Beyonce ain't posting nothing. She gonna let y'all keep saying whatever you gonna say.
Right. Y'all say what y'all want, but y'all don't really know.
She ain't got no clap back. She ain't got none of that. She none of that. And I laugh. Now I laugh at 50 Cent because 50 Cent is private.
He is. He's private.
He's private. But his clapback be dope.
Hilarious. 50 got the best clapbacks ever.
My thing about it is that it'd be the last person I'm coming for.
Hello, like people didn't learn yet.
Why would I come for you? Because you gonna come for me. Like,
right.
And he has a rule. If I did not send for you,
do not come.
Because when you come for me, you asking. So I love the fact that a lot of them, and he ain't moved by a lot of people either.
Right. He's not pressed. He's not pressed at all.
By no means. He's not pressed. But yeah, so the self-imaging, and that's one of the things that I think about is that now with that, who is Octavia really? Who are you?
Well, I mean, if you think about the name that I have, I call myself Octavia the Overcomer, right? Because I've been through so much in my lifetime, and I'm only 26, but I've been through so much in my lifetime, things that people would never experience in their lifetime, and so I want people to know that I'm on a journey just like everybody else, but my thinking is always, regardless of the situation, I'll get through it. Regardless of what comes, whatever storms, whatever pressures of life that I feel, I'll always be able to overcome it because I have a gift on the inside of me, and that gift is called resilience. That's the ability to bounce back from, extreme pressure. When we're going through things in life, we have an ability to overcome it. Whatever that situation may be, we have the ability to overcome it. It's just a matter of how we're going to do it and having the mind to know that this thing is not going to destroy us. So I want people to know that I am Octavia and I am an overcomer.
Yes, honey. Yes. Now, with that, when we think about overcomer and we think about who we are, what is it that you love about you the most?
Yeah. I think I love my tenacity. I love the fact that I am a go-getter. I am not going to stop. If there's something that if I think there's something that has purpose and there's something that I want to do, I'm going to go after it with full force. And I also love the fact that I'm the person that's going to push other people, because that's what I want for myself. Like, I want people to push me, so I'm going to push you. And if you did a survey of all my friends, literally, they will tell you, like, yeah, Octavia checks on me. Like, Octavia, she asked me, oh, how's my business going? What's happening? What did I do? What's my goals? What's my plans? Like, I'm that person. So for me, that's something that I love about myself, because there are not many people who are going to push you to be better. And I'm always pushing myself to be better. So I expect nothing less from the people around me. And I think, knowing the people around you, it also determines, like, how well you love yourself too. Like, because the people around you are a reflection of who you are, right? So the people around you, they are a reflection of who you are and how well you love yourself. And so that's what I really love about myself, my tenacity and my ability to push other people, and to, help them to achieve the goals that they want to achieve.
No, so I really love that, because, and I think that's why you connect so well, because we, say great mind things alike.
Yes.
And I think that's the reason why we connect so well, because we have that personality, we have the heart. And I would definitely say you definitely have the heart. And that was just in conversation with you.
Yeah.
First we were talking, it was like, oh my God.
Yes.
And it's crazy. So all my listeners, we actually met through Instagram, and Instagram is a great place to meet people.
It really is. It really is.
You got to take that bold step. So at first, I appreciate you taking the bold step to even.
Yes, absolutely.
My article was like, hey.
Yes, I found you on Google, and I was like, oh, I like her. Like, okay, let me
She don't wait to research me. Yeah.
Okay, yes, research, boo.
No, but I love that because you took the time and you saw what you saw and was like, okay, let me go check her out.
Yes, I saw your messaging and I was like, okay, I like this. Like, and also talking about imaging, right? Your brand is appealing. Like it's aesthetically pleasing to the eye. So not only did you have messaging, but it was also like pleasing. Like I was also like drawn to the way you set it up. And so I was like, okay, you know what? Let me take a chance. Let me shoot my shot.
You know what? I kid you not, a really good friend of mine, she's my PR, Ashley Johnson. Anybody ever need a PR, she's the bum.com. But that's one thing she did. We had a course called the mentoring circle, and it was just absolutely awesome. And that's something that she talked about. And she had my other business mentor, Jonelle Boyd, she said about just stepping out on faith.
Yeah.
And it could be simple as sending an email and just your heart, having that faith. And my listeners know I am all about faith. That is my middle name on Facebook. I'm thinking
that's right. That's right.
But it's one of those things to where you stepped on that faith, and I appreciate that because it was like, I promise you, I did the article on faith. I was like, Jesus, I'm going to hit this button that says, all these people going to see me. I'm nervous. This is my business. And then to see the feedback. So that's how I met you. Right. The guys, Let's Rap for their podcast. So I'm like, whoa.
Right. Okay, God, show out.
So, stepping on that faith and just trusting yourself.
Yeah.
And then you also, in that little bitty sentence that you said, my site was appealing, made me feel absolutely, because I'm always posting what God says post. So
right.
What we talking about this week. Because let me tell you, I start my week off with my Soulful Sundays.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes people don't realize I don't get that until the middle of my sleep on a Saturday night, Sunday morning.
Hello, it just comes.
This is what you're gonna talk about this week. What?
Right. Okay. All right, God.
And I'm up putting it in the system, so it's a lot of work.
Yes, and people don't see that, but it's a lot. It's a lot.
My Saturdays and Sundays are really busy making sure that I'm giving out the content that God is telling me to give out, to make sure
absolutely
about those things that are important.
Quality content.
People don't want to talk about.
So the hard stuff.
The hard stuff. What has been the hardest thing you had to get off your chest? Mostly like in your book, but we ain't gonna get the book out like that. But what's been the hardest thing you actually had to reveal?
Oh gosh. In the book, the hardest thing, I think, so I've been through a lot, but I think the hardest thing was probably talking about my parents and the relationship that I have with my parents, and how it's evolved over time. And I won't give too much information, but I talk about my dad, who when I was younger, we were very disconnected, and there was a lot of bad blood between us. And then, somehow we reconnected, and we were able to restore our relationship. And, I thank God that I have my dad in my life now, and we're we're best friends. And then I also talk about my mom. So my dad was a parent who left, but my mom was a parent who stayed. And for me, she was not, in my mind when I was younger, she was not the mom that I guess I thought I needed at the time. I didn't think she was the mom that I needed or wanted, because she didn't do things that I guess my friends' parents did. She wasn't, going out and dancing and traveling and all that stuff. She was more of I'm going to stay home and I'm going to make sure my kids are okay. But in my mind, it was yeah, no. And she had her own struggles while we were growing up. So I resented her a lot, during that time growing up, until I realized that hey, my mom is human and she also has her own set of struggles. And I think just talking about that and, talking about it made it real. Cause I was I never really acknowledged, my dad, yeah, sure. Because he, I was angry at him, he left. So I felt justified in that. But with my mom, she stayed and she took care of us, myself and my brothers. She took care of us, but I never acknowledged that I had some resentment towards her. And so talking about that in the book was real. It was real. And I had to really come face to face with some of that and then, try to heal from it,
That's like real, and it's crazy. Like I said before, we have a lot in common.
Yeah.
A whole lot in common. But I like how you are honest, because people wouldn't chose that as their biggest.
Yeah. For sure.
And then let's be honest, the Black community, we try to protect.
Yes.
And I think that's a problem within our community.
Mm-hmm.
There's a point, in order to grow, we have to talk about the things. And then plus, I think people also forget that as parents, we got to know we're still growing.
Hello. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or looking at us, and we need to understand that kids have feelings.
Yeah, and kids know more than parents give them.
My whole little 7-year-old know a whole lot more. God to tell me, she said, "I can't wait to be a mom when I grow up." I said, "Okay, that's good." She said, "Yeah, so they can clean up their own room," and I don't. She was like, "Yeah, because y'all asked me to clean my room, but I ain't trying to clean my room."
Right.
I'm just want the kids so they can just
listen. They're too funny. Okay.
I said, "I feel attacked."
Right. Excuse me.
That's your room.
Right. You should clean it.
But wait, she goes, "Yes, it's my room, but you said that it's really not my room. That I am just living here until I graduate."
Listen, well, she told you, well, now I ain't got to clean it.
So it's just, but kids do, they listen, they have feelings. So it's really dope that you are able to be that type of open and be like, "Hey, where we at now?" With that, if you can tell my listeners anything, we know the book will be out. It's out there for people to get, which we will definitely make sure we put out there. But what is it that you want people to know about Octavia?
Well, I think that, I said a lot about me being an overcomer, but I also want people to know about myself that listen, we are all going through this thing called life. We are all going through it, and it's rough, especially now, with all of this COVID stuff, and all this in the mental health crisis. We are all going through things, but for me, it's I just want people to know, and this is about me, but I want to share the message with other people. Don't give up because things look bleak and dark and dreary, because listen, right now I'm going through my storms right now, and right now it's dark. It's dark. I don't see the light. I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But I just want to encourage somebody, if you're listening, if you're watching, keep going. Keep going. There's light at the end of the tunnel. You didn't make it this far just to make it this far. So keep pushing. Now,
I will tell you what you just said. I'm going to give you what God is telling me to tell you, is to give yourself grace. And the thing about it is, the light is there. It's there. You have to trust it though. So that's what he told me to tell you. I do as I'm told.
God always knows what to say.
Yeah. He said it's there and you can see it, but
it's funny because that's a confirmation, because someone else already told me that, to give myself grace. Literally those exact words, give myself grace.
Because you got a lot, you got the book and everything else. And I know that makes you nervous, because I know.
Yes.
I almost lost my
mind.
And I was like, woo. I was like, we are doing this.
Right. This is real.
and with it hitting stores and everything, just trust that God, because I think what it is when people read the book about you, it goes, "Oh, they're reading about
right." You. It's like, oh, now they know.
Yeah. So I had a coworker tell me today, a coworker who, first of all, I would have never thought would have read my book. We're the total opposite of people. However, he read my book and he told me today, he said, "I got through half of your book." And he goes, "I am so sorry." He was like, wow. He said, with the person that I see in front of me every day,
you would never know.
He was like, I would have never known you went through any of that.
Hello.
And he was like, you are way. He said, I've always had respect for you. He said, "Well, my total respect."
Right.
I just want to tell my story so people can, know how to. And he goes, "No." He said, "I needed that."
Right. There are people who need to know that you've gone through a situation, or you've gone through situations, and that you've gotten through it and you made it through, and that they can too.
He is a Caucasian man who's very in his own shell.
Yeah.
Come out of that shell, and he writes children books at that.
Oh, wow.
For him to come out of his shell, was like, Wow, Sir Christian.
Mind blown.
He was like, and he said, things go over my head, but he said that, yeah.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay. So
that's
before
awesome.
we go anywhere, let everyone know how they can contact you.
Yes, absolutely. So you can contact me via social media. So Instagram, it's at Octavia the Overcomer. So at Octavia the Overcomer. On Instagram, you can follow me on Facebook. It's Octavia Thompson. You can also send me an email if you like. But mostly just social media. You can hit me up on Instagram or Facebook. You can also reach me through my website. It's www.octaviatheovercomer.com. You can reach me on there, and it'll come directly to my email. So those are the ways you can communicate with me and chat with me. I'm a very open person. I'm very light. I'm always here. I'm very open. So if there's something that you want to discuss, something you want to say to me, please hit me up. I'm always available to chat.
Absolutely. And to all my listeners and my viewers, you will see her stuff. If you're watching this, is down in the description box, all her information where you can hit her up at. I first of all, thank you for coming by, gracing the podcast,
Thank you.
Coming by and gracing the podcast, talking with everybody, giving people your heart. Guys, check out her book. Tell them the name of your book again and they can get off your website. It's
Resilience Becomes Me, a guidebook to overcoming. Listen, get your book. I'm telling you.
Listen, if you watching this or listening to this, that means you've been on my Instagram. That means you've seen the book.
Yes.
It's away at the retreat, the I Am Forgiveness to Freedom Retreat.
Yes.
So please go out there and get your book. I'm telling you, read it, embrace it. Hit her up for speaking engagement, because baby, she got things to talk about.
Yes, I got lots to talk about.
Hit her up on some speaking engagements. But again, Octavia, I really appreciate you coming and gracing us with your presence and chit-chatting it up. Definitely, this is not the last time. My goal as to my listeners, go get your tickets to the I Am Forgiveness Retreat. Annual in San Antonio. We plan on getting Octavia there to be one of our, destiny. She'll be, you'll be able to see her face, give her a hug, give her a high five.
Yes, I love hugs, y'all.
So that is our plan 2022. But hey, to everybody, thank you as always for joining us on I Am Shatoria. Check me out, as you guys already know, all my social medias. IG is IAM_Shatoria. And the greatest part, you guys know I'm on Snapchat, TikTok, Twitter. Go ahead, y'all know, Facebook, and hit me up. Y'all know how we do. Always come back, every Tuesday we're dropping our podcast for you guys to listen to, have a good time. And, to get any other information already, IamShatoria.com. As always, we walk in love, we live fearlessly, and you guys already know we have a whole lot of faith. All right. Thank you guys for hitting us up. We talk to you guys later.